We're now being joined by Dr. Ibrahim Dauda. He's a security consultant and strategist. Thank you so much for being on Newslight.
Thank you.
I mean, some reports describe these attackers as gunmen, simply gunmen. Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar says bandits. Do we understand what we're dealing with? I mean, and in this particular situation of the mosque attack, how do you react to that?
Well, thank you. First, I would like to offer my condolences to the families of the bereaved and those that are wounded. Wish them speedy recovery. It's a complex matter, and sometimes it's easy to, from the spectator position, explain certain things. But in reality, it's an asymmetric system. It's not a direct warfare where you have, the enemy, the strength, where it's coming. So that is why in a more standard platform, you use the word not bandits, not criminal elements. It's more standard. Because when you don't know what you are dealing with, you use the word criminal elements. Right. They may be bandits, they may be terrorists, they may be insurgents, but that name or nomenclature defines them within the context of what you are dealing with. Now, it is, like I said, a complex issue, and a lot of things come into play. This happened barely 24 or 48 hours from the National Security Advisors parading the two of some of the most notorious and most wanted, persons linked to ASWAP and Mahmoud Awa group and the rest.
The Ansar.
Yes. So, and in some other quarters, it's termed as a reprisal attack because the same community ambushed and, retaliated on this same gunmen or criminal elements. So it's a combination of two factors. When you arrest high-profile, criminal leaders, two things should be expected. One, to show the system that they are not demoralized, that they are not pinned down or they are not in disarray, they will embark on some series of, hostilities to prove to the world that even though you are attempting to cut off the head of the snake, but we are still very much active. That is within the broader context. Now, if you bring it to the local level, tying it to the reprisal attacks, you can look at it clearly that they choose the dawn when these people are in the mosques. Knowing that they can't confront them directly in the broad daylight because of the past experiences since they are presumed to be armed. So they choose to come when they are at their most vulnerable state. Right. That is during the early morning prayers. Now, the disturbing factor is, as the reports were, going on, another attack is being, carried out at another area. The way the security system works is not the way people look at it, like for example, from the Hollywood's position. Right. When you talk of security, many people think of the Hollywood thing they see, special operation groups, special forces, doing dramatic, theatrical behavior, things. It's not like that in reality. It's more difficult, it's more complicated. Agreed, there are shortcomings now. 200-300 people on a bike cannot move without, being detected or without being seen. Let's just narrow it to 50 people on a motorbike.
Which in itself is a lot.
They can't just move around, either day or night, and nobody will see them. But they have succeeded in creating putting the system in a panic mode, where people are even afraid to say what they see or to report what they see.
Now, if I can come in here, please, if you forgive me. I mean, we heard from the government of Katsina State, in the case of Katsina, early this month, that 80% of bandit attacks are being aided by informants, and that it makes this work even more complicated, you know, like you've said.
Yes.
And you said that the communities are afraid. What do you do then to get these communities, instead of informing bandits, their enemy, can they help the authorities, the security forces? Where is the gap?
Good.
Why are these communities not providing this information, you know, to the
the
right?
security.
Yeah, to the security.
That's a very good question.
Yeah.
The first thing to ask there is, what is the incentive? Because most of these things are driven by two things. Incentive on one hand, fear on the other hand. Incentive, when they report to the criminal elements, what incentive do they get? One, they get protection. Two, maybe monetary incentive. When they report to the security, what incentive do they get? They have a civic responsibility as law-abiding citizens to report willingly to the security, not expecting anything in return but protection, which is the basic constitutional right of lives and properties. But you will find out that within the local community setting, the security structure there is different from what you have in Abuja or at the national level. The divisional police officer, the OC of the state services, the civil defense commander, the immigrations, the customs, who have, you know, local government offices that extend down to the ward levels. In some places, some of them were found complacent of, you know, in this issue. Some ward heads, some royalties, royal fathers, and some political leaders have been found complacent of, you know, being part of the process. So the chain at that level becomes more difficult for the locals because they don't know whom they are dealing with at the government angle. A lot of them have found themselves in a precarious situation where you report, you know, an issue today, and tomorrow you get visited by these people, and they single you out and tell you exactly what you have said. There are issues like that. So this becomes challenging. The security system, every security operation in the world is guided by well-coordinated intelligence. And you cannot get intelligence except you provide very good incentive for it. The first incentive you give to the individuals is protection. First is protection. When they are sure 100% that when they divulge information to the security agencies, they are protected, their families' life and property is protected, I assure you they will choose to collaborate more with the security rather than the criminal element. But if enough is not being done to protect them at that level, then that is where the problem is. A lot of them now prefer to get the protection from the criminal elements and give them intelligence of the movement of, you know, troops. Secondly, the security agencies too need to expand the scope of their policy processes.
How do you mean?
I happen to have discussions with some of these traditional rulers and local community leaders. A first-class emir told me, he was just sitting in his palace and he was told that there is troop movement around. He wasn't aware, he wasn't informed, he didn't know anything about it. But when the killings are done, the dead bodies end up in his own at his doorstep. So collaboration, even though I know now they have breached that gap a lot, these local community leaders, traditional rulers, and the security architecture within the local level need to be involved in decision-making processes and coordination of operations.
Thank you. Some will also say the role of justice and prosecution in counterterrorism and counterinsurgency fight has a huge role to play in changing this narrative. But we must thank you Ibrahim Dauda, Dr. Ibrahim Dauda,
Yeah.
a security consultant and strategist, for your insight on the security matters.